This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'd like to be joined by former middleweight world champion Darren Barker. Darren, welcome to Newcastle. How are you?
I'll tell you what, I'm very well. I love Newcastle. It's a shame we can't go out because this is one of my favourite cities. I love it up here. I love it up here. Do you know what? I love having a mooch about Newcastle and the odd light owl, which is a shame I can't. But yeah, always a pleasure being up here anyway.
There's always time, Darren. We've got an England game after the fight.
Yeah, I think I might stay up here, you know. It's just getting home. It's a long way.
Now, before we have the England game, we are here for a fight. Lewis Ritson and Joshua-Usyk. We've just seen them weighing in there. I'm sure you've had a little look at Joshua-Usyk and you've seen plenty of Lewis Ritson. What kind of fight can we expect Saturday night?
Yeah, be honest, I didn't know a great deal about Ponce before. Did my prep because I'm a very professional individual. And do you know what? I'm happy that I did, obviously, and I'm expecting a very good fight. I think Ponce, what he likes to do early on, going by his last couple of fights, is he likes to get into a rhythm with his jab, which is, you know, intelligent stuff. I would do the same. You know, get into the fight, get a couple of rounds under your belt, get behind the jab, get your time and your distance, and then get to work. And that's what he does. Whether it's him seeing the red mist and just his natural instinct to get stuck in, or whether opponent has just sort of dragged it out of him, he just likes to get stuck in, and we know that Ritson likes to do that also. Against Robbie Davis Jr. he showed that he can box and stick to a disciplined game plan, but naturally I think his instinct is to get stuck in, so that makes me believe that this fight, after maybe 2-3 cagey rounds, it's going to come alive and be a blinder.
Lewis, by his own admission, has said he needs a better performance than he showed in the Miguel Vazquez fight. He said he will get a lift from the 1,000 Geordies that are going to be here as well. Going back to that Vazquez fight, though, how much do you put down to him not having those fans there, and how much do you put down to just Miguel Vazquez being a very awkward customer?
I would say it's a bit of both, if I'm honest. Vazquez was a nightmare, moved an awful lot, and that's always going to be the type of opponent that would give Lewis a bit of a hard time. And look, Lewis, previous to that, bar the Patera fight, has just had this wave of just explosive performances, coupled and supported by the unbelievable crowd that Newcastle offers. I just feel he's more of a complete fighter now as far as experiences are concerned. You know, he lost to Patera, he had that controversial night against Vazquez, he's moved up. I just feel there's a lot of things that have happened to Lewis that perhaps now has made him a more experienced and more rounded fighter. And I feel I favour Lewis in this fight. He's got to stay switched on. He can't get frustrated, because if Ponce does get behind that jab and chooses not to get stuck in and thinks, well, I'll have a look at the Vazquez fight and he moved a lot, I'll do the same, get behind the jab. Lewis has to stay switched on. He can't let Ponce frustrate him. We always say it's a marathon, not a sprint. So yeah, I'm hoping Lewis gets it right, because he's such a lovely lad, isn't he? He's a top bloke, real lovely geezer, and I hope he does the business. And look, I mean, can you imagine? I don't know where say the Josh Taylor fight got made. Could you imagine if it was St James's Park? Like, honestly, wow, what an event! I mean, it don't get much tougher for Lewis Ritson. Let's be honest. Josh Taylor's one of the best out there, unbelievable fighter, but what an occasion that would be. I mean, could you imagine the ring walk for Lewis Ritson?
It would be unbelievable. Now, Lewis has sparred with Josh Taylor quite recently. He's been very open in his praise of Josh Taylor, and perhaps said he would prefer if Josh moved up and just left him to get one of them vacant belts. Do you blame him?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know, you need. It's the hardest sport in the world, and whenever you can catch a break and get a bit of luck, then it's appreciated with both arms. I mean, I had, I guess, a bit of luck myself when I won the IBF title. Gil, probably not the strongest out of the world champions, but thankfully I was able to get the job done, and I'm sure Lewis would understand being in the ring with Josh Taylor, it'd be a very difficult night for him. So if Josh did move up, I'm sure he'd be rubbing his hands together, because he's got the style, the ability to be able to win world titles. Lewis Ritson, I really believe that. You know, he's experienced an awful lot. He's learned from his defeats, and there's still question marks. Don't get me wrong, but hopefully we get a few of them answered Saturday night.
Just want to touch on the undercard, Darren. Alan Babbage is back after surgery, his first fight back. He's facing Damien Chambers, a pleasant surprise we found out quite late. Matthew Hatton and Damien Chambers really fancy this fight. What can Damien do to negate what we know is coming from Alan Babbage on Saturday?
I mean, distance control is very important for Chambers. He can't be allowed to get pushed back onto the ropes and in the corner. Easier said than done, but it's just allowing space behind you. Get behind the long levers that he does have. And try, as we see against Farrell, I think it was in his last fight, he's got a very big right hand, and if he can try and land that, then he may have success. I think with Babbage as well, he also keeps his elbows quite wide, so I think the uppercuts for Chambers would be a shot worth using. But the most important thing when you're fighting someone like Babbage is controlling the space, and that'd be something they would be trying to work on, but it's so hard. Like I say, it's easier said than done. When you've got someone like Babbage just ploughing forward with big hooks coming from all over the place, he's relentless. He's got a great chin, Babbage, and he's got a serious engine. You just drop your phone, haven't you?
Yeah, it's all right.
Do you want me to hold the mic for a sec?
Right,
Go on. It's teamwork makes the dream work.
It does, thank you. Darren Barker.
There you go.
Just interview yourself at this point. Anyway, a lot of North East fighters on this bill. It's a very exciting time for this region. Not only you've talked about Lewis Ritson, but then potential St James's Park nights ahead. We've got Joe Laws, we've got April Hunter, we've got Cyrus Patterson starting his pro journey. We've got a lot of talent in the amateurs still as well. Potential gold medals there. Do you have a feeling we've got some serious big nights to come in this part of the world?
Yeah, Cyrus, big fan of him. In and out the ring, top man, switched on, very mature, but what a talent. The McCormacks. I don't. For those who don't know, Pat McCormack. I mean, you're talking serious. Excuse my French, serious shit. He is the bee's knees. So yeah, it's very exciting, Savannah. It's just And again, I'm over the moon, because the more I get to come up to Newcastle, I'm not just saying it, I love it up here. I absolutely love it up here. I might buy a little pad up here. It's just so far, but I love Newcastle, I really do. And yeah, the talent's brilliant up here. Do you know what they say, right? And I'll agree with this. I think I heard a saying once. You don't meet many Geordies that you don't like. That's true. You meet Londoners that you don't like. And other people, but Geordies are people that you don't meet many bad eggs really, and and I'm glad that's shining through, and with the talent like you say they've got, the personalities that they have, the future's very bright for Newcastle boxing.
Has it sunk in yet that this is sort of the end of an era this weekend? Obviously, Metrum have signed that groundbreaking UK DAZN deal. This will be the last Sky Sports UK show between Sky and Metrum. You obviously won your world title on Sky. You worked alongside a lot of those people. Has it sunk in that a lot of familiar faces aren't going to be around quite as much after a long time working together?
I guess in some respects it's an end of an era with Metrum parting company, but Sky will still be involved in boxing, which is great. And it's just, if you're a fan of the sport like I am, it's great. I don't care what I'm watching it on, whether it be Sky, DAZN, BT, whatever. I don't care. I'm just a boxing nut. I want to watch boxing, so it's great that Sky are going to stay involved in the sport. But you're right. I guess as far as Metrum and Sky are concerned, it is an end of an era at this moment. But look, one thing's for sure: boxing is booming. It's absolutely booming, and if you're a fan of the sport, you're sitting in a good place.
I was about to come on to that. Sky have made their intentions clear. Post Matchroom, they're going to be showing the US top rank shows, and word on the street is they're going to be letting a lot of other UK promoters have a chance to put a few shows on as well. With all of that, Sky is still doing, and then all this DAZN stuff as well. It can only be a win-win for boxing fans, Darren.
Yeah, absolutely. Gives other promoters a chance, managers a chance, fighters opportunities. Like I say, if you're involved in the sport in any capacity, whether you're a fan, you're a manager, you're a boxer, a trainer, it seems as Sky are going to open it up from what I'm hearing, and it's just good for everybody all round. Like I say, using me again, I'm a massive fan of this sport, and I'll still be tuning into Sky shows, etc. So yeah, brilliant. Look, I'm sure it's all going to work out. It's going to be great for boxing.
Yourself and Chris Lloyd, you see him in there doing your show for the weigh-in. That gave me a bit of a fright as well. Yourself and Chris, you've worked with DAZN, you're working with Metrum as well. Has there been any clarity as to how much involvement you guys are going to have with the new stuff?
We work with Metrum, which is nice. Maybe not for them, because I'm forever driving them mad, like winding people up, blah blah blah. So yeah, we work for Metrum, and yeah, I'm over the moon. Like I've said before to Chris, I'm loving what I do. I was a kid, just wanted to win a title. I just wanted to win a national title as an amateur. So now to fast forward to where I am now, to have achieved what I've achieved, and to be still involved in this fucking great sport, the greatest sport on planet Earth. Like, I am pinching myself. I'm just a super fan, and yeah, I never take this for granted.
A few other things, Darren. Your mate John Ryder. It's been a disappointing couple of days for him. He was looking at the Morel fight for the WBA regular title. Came as a surprise for everybody when he announced a different fight. Have you spoken to John or anyone around him?
I've not. I've spoken to Tony, and yeah, he's disappointed, as John obviously is. It's a nightmare. John is an animal. He's such a ledge bloke. I can't sing John's praises enough. I remember when I fought Martinez, and we flew out to Canada, and we had sparring lined up with a guy called Adam Troupis. There was a southpaw. Obviously needed southpaw sparring. He blew it out, so I had no sparring. The most important couple of weeks building up to the biggest fight of my life. Rang up John Ryder. John Ryder flew straight from London to Toronto. Niagara we was, Toronto, then drove to Niagara. He got bearing in mind, I'm firing on all cylinders here. You know, I've got Sergio Martinez coming up. John Ryder lands in Toronto, drives to Niagara, doesn't even go to the hotel, goes straight into the gym and does 10 rounds with me. And I just thought, you're the hardest geezer in the world. Honestly, I was wiped out for about a week with jet lag and that, and he got straight off that plane and sparred 10 rounds with me, and you know, I was firing there. I was on form, and I just thought, mate, you're Superman. Look, I just really hope he gets his opportunity. He's got, you know, just got to stay patient, and good things. You know, sometimes good things happen to good people, and John's certainly a good person. I hope good things come his way. He deserves it.
Eddie Hearn said he might be interested in making the Bivol fight instead. What do you think of that?
I've heard that. I'll tell you one thing, right? I know he's short, John, but at light heavyweight, he would be a monster. He's one of them, you know, freaks. He's so strong. And I think when he's not weight drained, we've seen how destructive he's been at super middle. You know, in my opinion, beat Callum Smith. So a lot of people think it was a very close fight, but you know, we're talking about a very good fight with Callum Smith, and it just shows when he's not depleted of any energy and any strength. John's a handful, and I think that extra bit of weight at light heavy, who knows.
A few more things on the super middleweights. Billy Joe Saunders sort of broke his silence a little bit when on TalkSport yesterday. Says 50-50 whether he'll retire or fight on. What's your gut feeling? Do you think we'll see Billy Joe Saunders in a ring again?
I'd knock it on the head, personally. What a career he's had. As a two-weight world champion, earned millions of pounds. He's fought the best. He's fought the best, and he come up short. But what a great career! You know, I wish I had a career as great as his. What else is there to do? You know, it's very difficult when you've got that much money in the bank. You're a two-weight world champion. You fought the best. You come up short. You know, to get back in the gym, get up at 5:30 in the morning and do your runs becomes very difficult. I think just enjoy life now. Get fat and just have some fun.
That last couple of sentences just sounds like me. But anyway, Canelo, obviously, after being victorious against Billy Joe, is now looking for the Caleb Plant fight. Both sides are very eager to make it happen. It sounds like it's moving in a positive direction as well. Do you think Caleb Plant can trouble Canelo?
No. If I'm honest, no. He'll have moments like a lot of the fighters have. When I say moments, you know, 5 seconds here of a round. You know, there is no one from middle to light heavy but Beterbiev perhaps. I don't think he loses. I think he's that good. He's that good. So Plant, though he may have a little period where he's landing a few jabs, he's avoiding a few shots. He will get taken apart, probably around the sixth round mark. Big fan of Caleb Plant. I like his backstory, and I'm glad he's going to get paid well for that fight. But no, he don't stand a chance.
The governor's walking past.
Best be on our behaviour. A couple heavyweight things. We wanted Joshua Fury. We're not getting Joshua Fury, but we are getting Joshua-Usyk. It sounds like September in London. What do you make of that as a matchup, Darren?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fucking risky one, isn't it? When I say risky, it's risky because we want all roads to lead to AJ Fury, don't we? And though I would favour AJ in this fight, I just feel at heavyweight he's really relying on his skill, Usyk, as opposed to hurting his opponents. And I think you've got to be able to stop a heavyweight in their tracks. I don't think he's yet to show he can do that. And I just think AJ would just be a bit too... I think he would be too much for him. He's very athletic. He's very quick himself, AJ. He's a beast. And I just think, I think I'd favour AJ in that fight. But it's a risky one. And look... It just shows the mentality of the man, I think, AJ. He'll fight anyone, absolutely anyone. He will absolutely fight anyone. Sounds like it would be at White Hart Lane, which is a stone throw away from my house, so that'd be great. So yeah, look, it's a fight. It's another mega fight I look forward to.
Which do you think is a bigger banana skin for Joshua Fury, Wilder or Usyk?
Good question. That's a good question. Probably Usyk, I'd say. I think Wilder, he's always got that get out of jail card, that massive, right or left hook. But I just feel Fury has got his number. He beat him in the first fight and he destroyed him in the second fight, and I think as long as he doesn't get complacent and switch off and get caught with a shot like he did in the first fight, I just feel he'll do something similar to Wilder, to what he did in that second fight. But with Usyk, AJ, it's kind of an unknown, really. So yeah, probably the biggest banana skin would be the Usyk fight, in my opinion.
All right, Darren, well, I'm going to wrap this up. Final question, is it coming home?
I paused too long then. Yes, he's coming home. He's fucking coming home. I worry about France. That's the only thing. I'm worried about France. They've got a tremendous squad. But if we can avoid them and get them in the final, like Chelsea beating City, you just don't know. So, it's coming home. It's coming. Football's coming home.
Darren Barker, thank you as always, speaking to Boxing Social.
Cheers, thanks.